Hey guys, what's going on? I'm Combat Craig, and this is how to increase your 0% service-connected disability rating. I was actually talking about this with one of my boot camp members the other night. His claim was a 0% for GERD. GERD is rated under 7346. It's called hernia hiatal. There is a 0% rating for GERD, but the other ratings are 10, 30, and 60. So it tells you right here, if you have 2 or more symptoms for the 30% evaluation and they're less severe, you'll get a 10% rating. So if you're at 0 and you want to get to 10, you need 2 or more of the symptoms from the 30% evaluation with less severity. Persistently recurrent epigastric distress with dysphagia, pyrosis, and regurgitation, accompanied by substernal or arm or shoulder pain, productive of considerable impairment of health. This is one of the easiest claims to file because you've already established service connection. You don't need a diagnosis and you don't need a nexus. You just need to prove that your symptoms are worse than when you got your rating. If you have a 0% service-connected disability rating, you need to figure out why you got that. What were the circumstances? Was it the way you reported your symptoms, or how you didn't report your symptoms or underreported your symptoms? You're going to want to get your VA claims file so you can look at the notes. You'll be able to see what the C&P examiner said, and then you're going to be able to look and see how the VA rater interpreted the C&P examiner's notes. Next, you have to prove that your symptoms are worse. If you didn't have to prove it, we wouldn't be having this conversation, right? So you have to prove that you deserve an increase. As a layman veteran, we can't diagnose ourselves. We could talk about our symptoms, but the real power in medical evidence is when we talk about our symptoms and then a doctor writes down our symptoms and then he forms his own opinion based on what he sees and evaluates us, because he's the professional, the doctor, and we're not. I'm going to give you a couple examples here. We'll look up a couple diagnostic codes. Another option is to lawyer up. You might want to check out hillandponton.com. Links in the description. They're VA accredited lawyers, and they might be able to help you with your appeal. Check out my boot camp if you want to learn more about the VA claims process. CombatCraig.com. Links in the description. Let's take a look at 6817, pulmonary vascular disease. If you have asymptomatic symptoms, 0%. If it's symptomatic, it jumps up to 30%, and then it goes up to 60, and it goes up to 100. If you're at 0, this is what you need for a 30% rating. Then we have 7828, acne. For superficial acne, that's a 0% rating. If it's worse and it's deep acne, deep inflamed nodules and pus-filled cyst affecting less than 40% of the face and neck, or deep acne other than on the face or neck, that's a 10% rating. And then deep acne, deep inflamed nodules, and pus-filled cysts affecting 40% or more of the face and neck, that's a 30% rating. So if your symptoms are in the 10 or 30, you need to prove it by having a doctor back you up and write it in your medical records, and then you file for an increase. Let's say you have a 0% rating for diagnostic code 9904, mandible, malunion of 0% displacement, not causing anterior or posterior open bite. If you're now displacement causing moderate anterior or posterior open bite, or displacement causing severe anterior or posterior open bite, that's 0, 10, and 20. You need to get your doctor to write down that it is causing moderate or it is causing severe anterior or posterior open bite. And once that's in your medical records, file a claim for an increase. If you're a female veteran and you have disease, injury, or adhesions of female reproductive organs, which cover diagnostic codes 7610 through 7615, and you have symptoms that do not require continuous treatment, and that changes to symptoms that do require continuous treatment, or symptoms not controlled by continuous treatment, that goes from 0, 10, and 30. So these diagnostic codes, 7610 through 7615, if you're at a 0% rating and you want to go up to 10 or 30, you need to show the difference between not requiring treatment and what level of treatment you now require?